Morning, everybody. How is everybody today? Hey, Dibble. Hey, Darlene. TG, if you're working. Uh, it is too bright and shiny here this morning. I want my clouds back. I sleep better. How are you guys doing today? Doing all right? I have I don't know if you would call it a subject, but I have a matter to discuss today that I will need people's opinions on. It's kind of like, how would you react if you saw this kind of thing? Um, I'll wait and see if we get more people in here so that we can have an actual discussion. It's not anything I'm mad about. I'm not ranting or anything. I just had never seen it before, and it kind of struck me as odd because it's not how I would do business, and it's not how anybody that I frequent does business. I went to an auction that I'd never been to before, um, and I was kind of like, what? So let her rip. Yeah, I mean, it's not anything I'm angry about. I'm not ranting, and I'm not gonna. This is one of those times I'm not gonna say the channel name because they are doing business and they are making money, and I'm not gonna interfere with that. So I don't want people to be like, oh, at them. Because other people go to their auction and seem to have no problem with their process, and I don't want to interfere with their business. So I won't be naming names or anything. Although people who have been to these kind of auctions will probably be able to guess who it is. I don't know, but it's it's just a different way of doing things that I don't know. Like I personally don't agree with, but I understand. I think I've discussed it with a couple of people privately, and I think I understand why they would kind of do it, but I don't know. We'll have to see how other people feel about it too. I mean, I might be totally in the wrong in the way I'm thinking, which, given other perspectives, could make me look at it a different way, and then I'd be like, oh, okay, you know what I mean? So yeah, but at least we have something to talk about today. Yeah. Yes, yes, indeedy. Hey, Darlene. So we shall see. We shall see how it goes. It's kind of like I want other people's opinions on it type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, that's it. And I have to say that with the few things that I've been able to get for myself that I either needed or kind of sort of wanted, um, I have not been disappointed in anything that I got. Now this is the way I buy things. Okay, this is my shopping in my head. This is a little insight into how Cody's brain work. I'll sit there and I'll be like, okay, I need this, I need that. I have the money to get it now, so I'm going to put it on my, say Amazon list. So I'll put things on my in my cart, and I'll wait a day, and I'll go through it and go, do I really need that right now, or should I wait and get it later? And then I end up taking off half of whatever was on my list. So after the careful thought process, everything that I have acquired, purchased, has been very fulfilling. I'm very happy with everything I got. I'm glad that I got it. Like I got new compression gloves, and I was gonna hold off on those. Actually, I had them on my in my cart, and then I took them out of my cart, and then I noticed that the compression gloves I have, my index finger has a little hole forming at the top, very top of it, which will of course compromise compression, and the gloves may unravel. I'm not really sure, so I put the compression gloves back on my list. They showed up yesterday, and I wore them last night, and it made me realize how much the ones I have stretched out. And I slept great because my hands didn't hurt that much at all. So I was happy, happy, happy. Um, yeah. And I did get another support stand that I'm going to be keeping in the bathroom. Although after realizing and remembering that there's assembly, I can't put it together myself yet. I don't have the room to do that. Um, just like with the shower bench, I'm gonna wait until my mom's here. We'll clear off the kitchen table and we'll assemble it on that. And she can help me with it, and then help me get it in the bathroom. Then I don't have to drag the one that's in my room back and forth. Yay! Um, so that showed up, and I bought bubble wrap. It's, I mean, I have a bit of bubble wrap still, but I noticed that I'm running a little low on bubble wrap. I was gonna get new poly mailers and stuff too. Hey, Christy, but I poly mailers are the ones I took off because I still have a bunch, and I'm not making. Well, I'm not doing sales at all right now because I was waiting to get my shipping done. Hey, Patrick, what's up? Um, so I don't need to spend that right now, so I took those off. But I did get the bubble wrap. It's blue. And it's the only package that Amazon left too far away for me to reach. Yeah, they put it on the chair that's like 5 feet away from my door. All the other delivery people have put things right next to my door. So that was very nice of them. At least most of them were listening to the instructions that the guy put on my account. So things have been easy for me to reach. Yay. Yeah, so things are still going well. All right. Hey, casual. There's no rant. Yeah, it's not a rant. It's just a question to find other people's opinion, how other people would feel about it, because we are part of reseller community. Hey, Bonnie Boo, and so I mean, I'm the first one to admit that sometimes my way of thinking is kind of way off in left field. You know what I mean? So, hey, Jessica, um, I might be totally incorrect for being like, looking at it with a what the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, what is going on here? So, it is just to get other people's opinions and points of view. But no rant. No rant. That's not to say that there might not be a rant if someone brings up a subject and I'm like, oh, here we go now. You know what I mean? But this subject is not a rant. Thanks, Jessica. You would think, but as much as Jessica pimps us all out, we'd be making buku bucks at this point. Nah. So anyway, we have 15 people, so I will ask the question or tell the tale, and you guys can give me your opinion. So I was bored, and shocking, right? Like there's so much for me to do. But yeah, I was just kind of like, oh, I don't want to watch a movie. There's nobody that I usually go to live. And I was like, oh, well, I've never been to this person's auction. So I went to their auction and I'm sitting there and I'm watching them present their items, which were a little too far away to see. But there's a learning process and just, displaying items so that people can see them. And I happened to glance down because I could see part of their description box, and in the description box, it said that there is a $10 minimum purchase for their auctions. So you have to buy $10 worth of stuff or more, or there is a $1 handling fee. I'm like, what? And this is just part one, okay? But I was like, what the fuck? I've never been to an auction where there's been a minimum purchase thing before. I'm like, so you're forcing people, because the items that I was looking at, I mean, granted, their auction had been going on for, I don't know, like an hour, but by the time I got there, but their items that they were showing were like $2, $3, $4, you know what I mean? But it's kind of like they force you to buy more stuff or you have to pay $1. Okay. So then it said that little thing in the description boxes that will say, see more. Morning, Jocelyn. And I was like, okay, well, let's see more. The booth I have requires minimum $5 purchase with with a card. A lot of well, like the places that the guy that owns the gas stations where I get my cigarettes, they charge like 35 cents or something if you use a debit card or a credit card. They have like a credit card, a card fee. But I had never seen a minimum purchase at a YouTube auction. So I was kind of like, what? So I'm like, okay. So you have to buy $10 worth of stuff or you have to pay an extra dollar on top of your purchases. I'm like, all right. Now here's the one that that caught me a little bit. Um, they said that if you wanted an invoice, if you request an invoice, it's $3 for an invoice fee. I'm like, what the fuck is an invoice fee? I'm like, what? And that they insisted that you send things friends and family. That was the big what the fuck. I'm like, you're because if you send it friends and family, I mean, I'm sure there's a way that if there's an issue with the sale that you can get covered, but paying for goods and services is a way for everyone to be covered. And if you want an invoice, you have to pay $3 to get that invoice. I'm like, that made no sense to me. I was like, what do you mean you have to pay to get an invoice? Yeah, Bonnie, that was my first thought too. I was like, nope, see you later, bye. I mean, there were plenty of people in there that didn't seem to have a problem with it. So, that's fine, but first part I can understand both sides of the fence, yeah. But an invoice fee, that's yeah. So um I'm like, so you're gonna charge $3 for going into PayPal and sending an invoice, which I even learned. I mean, I can't do an invoice because of the way because I don't have a bank account, but I do money requests, and you can pay those goods and services. So you know, I don't never request friends and family because I want everybody to be covered if there's a problem. There you go, Patrick. Should start charging an audio description fee. Well, you do have a voice you can make money with. So, oh, you do know one auction you pay friends and family? Now, I mean, I'm not saying that there's anything squirrely about that. It's just, and I understand that they're probably trying to get it so PayPal doesn't take their percentage out. And it's been mentioned to me that they're trying to avoid paying taxes by doing it friends and family. I don't know that. And I'm not going to say that anybody's trying to, defraud the government because that's not my place to say. But it just, me personally, I want everybody covered. So if people send it, goods and services, everybody's covered. Well, casual, a dollar fee is nothing to most people. To me, it's a dollar that I won't have for something I might need. You know what I mean? Of course, if I need other things, I shouldn't be buying things in an auction anyway. But which I did have to check my money in because I bought a few things at auction. But most of the stuff I bought, most of the things I've gotten from auctions this past week or two, or things that I can resell. Oh yeah, Darlene, that was mentioned too. And I mean, doing invoices, that's like saying you're going to charge someone. That's like going into a store and there's a register fee. Like when you go to pay at the register, they charge you $3 for that person to ring you up. You know what I mean? I'm like, what? A lot of the comic guys prefer friends and family. We value you so much. We value you so much. We're gonna charge you a fee to stay with us. Yeah. I mean, this is why I'm asking because it struck me as odd. I had never seen it before, and I didn't know if this is something that people in other circles do. Um, and I mean, how can you pay for your items if you don't know what your shipping is? You know what I mean? I mean, usually you get an invoice and it either lists your items or at least gives you a general knowledge of what you bought, and plus it gives you your shipping. So, and they hadn't mentioned it. They might have a flat rate shipping. I don't know. It wasn't mentioned in the description. I know some people are doing, under a pound is $5, and then over a pound is $10, but you're not going to pay any more than $10. So, and that's fine. Yeah, see, that's the thing. It didn't say anywhere about shipping. So, but I mean, they were selling some item. Well, like they have a $10 minimum. So I was going to say they were selling items for $2. So if you pay them $2, they're paying for that shipping. They're losing money, but of course they're charging you $1 and then $3 if you want an invoice fee. So they're making an extra $4 for doing nothing. Yeah, the regulars probably know about their shipping, but it just struck me as very odd. Yeah, Patrick, that would be along the same thing. They're charging you a percentage to do an invoice. It's like doing an invoice is part of your job. You sell your item, you do your invoices, or in my case, the money requests, and then you do your shipping. It's part of doing business. It's part of your business expenses. Now I know some people do um, tack on $1 or like $1.50 or whatever onto the shipping to cover shipping costs, like supplies and stuff. Um, See, I don't do that. I might round it up. Like if shipping is um like 350, I might round it up to $4 just because it's easier for me to round up. But it's never going to be more than what the next number is going to be. Think of the dollar extra as a tip. They should be giving me a tip for shopping with them. Yeah, I that was mentioned, Patrick. I think it is to offset the PayPal fees, but I mean that's part of your expenses when you do business. You know what I mean? And I understand people are trying to find a way to get that every last penny, but it just struck me as odd. Maybe because I'm not used to it. Maybe there are a lot of people that do it that way. I don't know. This is the first time I've ever seen it. So, and I value you guys' opinion because we're all in the same community. Oh, really? Venmo charges the buyer the fees. Yeah. I can understand not wanting to shop with them anymore if they're. I mean, like stores and things. Our prices go up when the gas prices go up because they incorporate that extra cost to their business to the consumer, which with big businesses they're making billions anyway in profit, so they don't really need to do that. But greedy, greedy, greedy. For small businesses, I mean, like I said, I can see wanting that fee covered, but I don't know. For me, that'd be like charging people to come to your auction because you're using your time in order to do sales. You know? Yeah, Dibble. I've never seen it either. Yeah, casual. It is for a lot of people because they're not covered. I mean, when you do goods and services, there's more of a legal coverage there if there's a problem with the sale in either direction. The seller and the buyer are both covered if there's a problem. Um, You know what I mean? I was worried about that when I had to do my I had to do money requests. I didn't know if people could, when they did it, if it would have a fee or whatever. It does. It takes out a fee when I get mine. Like if I sell something and say Dibble makes a purchase for $20 and she sends me $20, I'll get like $18 and some change. You know what I mean? Or however much they take out of it. I don't do math, so but you get the point. They do take a fee out on it, so it's not a friends and family thing. And everybody's still covered as far as I know, because I don't want anybody to be nervous that I mean, I'm complete transparency, everything. You guys know more about my life than my own mother, so you know what I mean. Um, yeah, I want everybody covered, and I don't want anybody to think I'm up to anything hinky. So nothing shady going on here. But a dollar handling, it's like I am forcing you to spend at least $10 at my auction. So get ready. Yes. I'm like, what? All my bills paid? Yep, they're all paid up. I'm square on everything except the landlord hasn't shown up to get the rent. But I have it, and I told him I had it. I haven't heard from him though. But it's here when he wants it. Yep, I'm all up square, and I still have money left. So to do groceries and stuff like that. I've actually put a curb. I might be able to get like one more thing if I see something that I really want, or if I see something that I know will resell well. I might be able to grab it if it's not too much. But I got a couple of things from Robin the other day. I'm just waiting for those invoices to come in. One of the lots is things that I can resell, and the other one was a bear paw ring, which I have wanted a bear paw ring for so long, and I've never been able to afford it, and or somebody else would outbid me or whatever, and so I got the bear paw ring. It's too small for me. I'll put it on a chain. I don't care, or I'll tap it on my mandrel and make it bigger. But yeah, I did. That was one of the things that's just for me. So yeah, delete. And I could see that. I mean, you'd basically know how much your pictures weigh anyway to be able to ship them. So I get it, you know. And I don't have a problem with people who do flat rate on shipping as long as it's not like, oh well, for this 3 ounce package, I'm charging you $10 shipping. You know what I mean? That's a little outrageous. I mean, the most I've ever had to pay to ship something, and that was to California, I think was $6. So, and that's after the postal rates went up. So yeah, because of my shipping issues, I ended up out a little bit because which I fully knew was going to happen, and I had no problem with that because of my shipping issues. I didn't get things shipped out before the rates changed, so it increased. And because that was on me, I wasn't going to go back and say, oh, by the way, I have to charge you another $2 for shipping because my own issues caused me to not be able to ship before the rates changed. I'm like, no. So I sucked up that cost. I mean, again, part of doing business. It's on me, so it is completely on me that I'm paying that extra. So, hi Jessica, have a great day. So yeah, I mean, I'm not saying anything against it for everybody else. You know what I mean? I'm just saying I've never seen that before, and it kind of turned me personally off. I mean, I left. I was like, well, you might have great things, but I'm on a limited budget. So if I see something that's like, $5 and it's buy it now and it's $5 and I'm like, ooh, I want that. And I do a buy it now. Now I have $5 plus the shipping, which I don't know what the shipping was. I don't know what their policy was. Plus now you're going to charge me $1 because I didn't spend $10. You know what I mean? So for me personally, it was not my thing. Dibble, I talked to her about that because I was in I had made her that birthday card thing, and I asked her if she had shipped it out yet because I hadn't gotten it, and I want to make sure that it didn't get lost. And she's like, "Yeah, I think so." And I'm like, "Well, the last thing I got was the the package with the Tylenol and the little wipe things and stuff like that, the hand sanitizer wipes. And she goes, "Yeah, I shipped that out before I went to PA." And I'm like, "Right." I was like, "There's no lip balm in it," because she got that after that. And she goes, "Oh no." She goes, "Let me check." And she's like, "I think I shipped it to Dibble or Debbie." She calls you Debbie. So yeah, yeah. She's so Victoria. It's okay though. Thank you. I told her, I was like, "Well, I understand." I say, "But my lips are a little upset because we've been looking forward to the orange flavored lip balm." She was like, "You stinker." And I did mention that if you had paid to have it shipped to me, that I felt bad that you were out that shipping. And she's like, "No, no, don't worry about it. I will send her the money to ship it to you." And I'm like, "All right, cool." That was awesome. Victoria's awesome. I love her. I hope she's having a great birthday weekend. Happy birthday, Victoria! Again. And I hope my groovy giggle girl is feeling okay. I miss seeing her in my chat. I love you, Cappy. I hope she's doing well. I've been watching her videos. She's been finding a ton of stuff. Oh my god, I saw those the Lindt chocolates, the Lindt truffles that she found, and the Ghirardelli caramel squares. Oh, I love those. I'm like, oh my god, they're so good. Yeah, I was jealous. Oh, okay. Well, you can talk to her about that. But uh, more presents for me. I love presents. My inner 5-year-old loves presents. Thank you, Dibble. Oh, you did tell her. Okay. See, Dibble's awesome too. Dibble spoils me. She sends me goodie boxes. I love you, Dibble. Not just because you send me stuff, because you genuinely care. And that's an awesome thing. So, yeah, I mean, for me, that their policy was a turnoff, and it was a big nope for me. But they did have quite a few people in there, which apparently don't have a problem with it. So, it's working for them, and that's great. Um, Candy cane kisses. There you go. Um, it just, I wanted to bring it up to other people to know if it was just me that kind of took issue with it, or if other people would kind of be turned off by it, or if they would be like, "Oh, yeah, it's fine." You know what I mean? Um, yeah, I like candy cane kisses too. The Hershey kisses. Yeah, yeah, and I mean, like I said, that's why I'm not naming names, because I don't want to interfere with their business, because what they're doing is working for them, for the people that come into their circle type of thing. Um, and that's great, because I'm all about people making money where they can. But just me personally, I was like, nope, see ya. Good luck. Enjoy your auction. Hope you make money, but you're not getting mine. See you later. And I don't have a problem with friends and family if it's someone I know really well. Like if Dibble was selling something and she wanted it sent friends and family, I would have no problem with that. Because I know legit Dibble is 100% transparency, and if there's a problem, we can work it out. But you know what I mean? With people I don't have history with, I'd be like, why do you need it sent friends and family? you know? Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted other people's opinion. It's kind of, I didn't want to do a poll. I just, because that's what the chat's for. I mean, it's to get other people's opinions. So yeah, and like I said, I can't see trying to cover the fees and things like that. Although that handling fee is just, I'm like, I don't like. It's kind of like the channels that you have to be a member in order to bid on their auctions. And even though they give the money back with your first purchase or whatever, it's like they're bribing you, or you have to bribe them to let you, you have to pay to bid. What the fuck? No, see ya. Even though they give it back to you, it's like, then why charge it for me in the first place? And then first they said it was to keep trolls out, but there's a way to do that. And that's what you have moderators for, is to, control your chat. So that just seemed like a instant money grab thing for me. Is you have to pay for membership in order to bid. Nope. Because what if I'm going 6 months without seeing anything that I want to bid on? Then I'm giving you money and I'm not getting that back, So yeah. So yeah. That too, and the channel that did that. Well, I'm sure there's more than one channel that's done it, but the one that I did nope to and ended up unsubscribing to them actually. Their items, they had good stuff, but they had so many people that came in there that the bidding went outrageous for stuff that it shouldn't, and people were paying way more than what the stuff was worth. I mean, they definitely weren't making much money off of the lots and whatever if they were resellers. And it, for me, on a limited budget, it's like, okay, you guys are way over my limit, So I mean, they do find good things, but yeah, when it's an item that would, you could that they put up and they started, let's say they start a lot at $25, if it's a decent lot, that's great. If you have a lot of items that you can resell, you're going to make your money back. But they start the lot off at 25, and you might be able to make 10, 15, $20 off the whole thing. And all of a sudden the bids are at like 150. It's like, somehow I think you guys are losing money on this, the people that are buying it. And it just, yeah, I'm not going to pay you to be at your auction. Sorry. That'd be like me charging you guys all $1 every time I did a live. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm going to pay you to be, I want you to pay me so that you can be here. That's stupid. I'm like, no. I love you guys. I would never do that to you. Ever. It'd be $2. I'm kidding. We have a $5 chat fee now, folks. I'd have a hell of a lot of lurkers. I'd be sitting here talking to myself. So yeah, I appreciate you guys giving me your opinions and your points of view. I do. Because like I said, sometimes I'll see something and I'll have an instant reaction to it. And I mean, I saw this at the beginning of the week. So it's kind of been in my head all week. You know what happens when that happens. I have to get it out of my head. So that's why I brought it up today. Dollar bills, y'all. Yep. So yeah, I wanted to make sure. I don't know. I don't really want to say I wanted my opinion vindicated, but it's kind of like I wanted to make sure that I wasn't looking at it completely wrong. Hey, Amdel. And now I know I'm not. That there are other people that share the opinion, and there are people that don't have a problem with it. That's fine. But I just, yeah, it threw me, and maybe I'm just not used to seeing that. For all I know, they're in a community that, that's what everybody in their little circle does. You know what I mean? So it's normal for them. I don't know, but it was something I hadn't seen before, and I was kind of like, huh? And for me personally, it was a big nope. So, I mean, the person presenting at the time had really nice things. Their prices were not outrageous. I mean, they weren't overcharging for what they were showing. It was decent pricing. And it seemed like they had quality items, but the policy threw me. And I'm just kind of like, no. Yeah, Jocelyn. I mean, you would think that's like when people say, hey, our lots all start at $25 free shipping. Well, that means that the lot is actually starting at like 15, and you're incorporating the charge of the shipping into the initial starting bid. So it's not really free, you're paying for it, but it sounds good. It's a marketing technique to fool the brain. Um, you know, you start your items higher to cover your fees. And that way people aren't put out by seeing the word fee, because I think that's what it is that when they put that word fee in there, it's like, wait, what? You know, I agree they should incorporate it. Hey, Carol Ann. Now see, Carol Ann goes to a lot of auctions, so she would have a good opinion on that too. Carol Ann, if you went to an auction and there was a $10 minimum buying setup, that if you don't spend $10 at their auction, you have to pay $1 handling fee, and you have to send your money friends and family. But if you do want an invoice, they charge you a $3 invoice fee. Yeah, see, Carol Ann's like, hell no. I love you, Carol Ann. So, and I don't know if they go through an explanation at the beginning of their auctions for why they do that. I have no idea because I was not there in the beginning. So it is possible that they've explained all that. I mean, there could be other reasons for it. I can't see a reason why $10 minimum. Um, I'm sorry, is shipping one item for $5 beneath you or something? I don't know, but like I said, they do have people that go there, and there were people buying, so there are people that don't have a problem with it. Um, and I mean, I wish them the best. I wish them all the best luck with their auctions. I really do. I hope they make money doing it, but I mean, obviously they are, or they wouldn't be auctioning, you know. But for me, the whole fee thing and the friends and family demand, that threw me. So I do appreciate you guys giving me your opinions on it and stuff. I mean, I didn't want to be all like, "What the fuck," and be totally left field, and be like people going, "Kodi, you looking at it all wrong." Which you all know I have no problem with people saying that to me if they can prove that I'm looking at it wrong. Because we all know I'm only wrong a couple of times a year. And see, I should have asked Patrick how you pronounce that name, but I was told it was one of those anime names that I have problems with two of them. The Yu-Gi-Oh or Yu-Gi-Oh, and see, I'm not really sure which. My son corrects me every single time, and I still can't remember it. And Naruto, is it Naruto or Naruto? Those two. Hmm. Ella was selling headphones, Naruto headphones, and I was like, I don't know how to pronounce that name. She was like, "What? You don't know how to pronounce it?" I'm like, "Hey, I have a couple times a year." Let's see. I don't Locker Nuts. Yes, Locker Nuts was the one I was talking about. Um, with the membership fee in order to bid. Yep. I actually unsubscribed from Locker Nuts because of that. I was like, I'm not going to pay you to go to your auction. That's awesome, though, Devil. Hey, it's Christmas coming up, and temporary tattoos are a good stocking stuffer. And you'll pay $2 or $3 for them in the store, so hey. Nah. Yeah, Carolyn, because Locker Nuts all of a sudden demanded that you have membership in order to bid, but that you get it back with your first item that you win. The problem is if you go to their um oh, see, there you go. Um, if you go to their auction, say you go to 5 or 6 of their auctions in a row, you don't see anything you want to bid on, or you get outbid. You're not able to purchase anything. You're still paying membership every month, and you're not getting it back. So I'm like, no, that's a money grab. That's a way to force people to pay for membership, and I didn't like that at all. So I was like, see ya, you just lost some. Not that they would care because they're, huge, but I'm like, nope. Yep. Yep. Yeah, What the Hales was doing that. I don't know if they still do or not. I haven't been to an auction of What the Hales in so long. But they were all their lots start at $25 free shipping. And I'm like, it's not free shipping. You've incorporated the shipping more than the shipping cost into the lot price if you start every. So, and there are so many people that get caught up in those big auctions that the item you're bidding on ends up getting paid way more than what it's worth because people get so excited and they all want it, and they're like, oh, you're not going to outbid me. And the next thing you know, you're paying 4 times what you're going to make on the item if you resell. It's like, look at this little $5 item I just paid $50 for. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I'm thinking you're doing it wrong. Now, see, if I was going to do items, this is one of the reasons I don't do free shipping because the say it's a 6-ounce package, the price will vary depending on where it's going. You know what I mean? So if I'm sending it to say Dibble, who's across the state, it might cost me like $4. Hey Jennifer. But if I'm sending it to California, it might cost me $5.50. So how do you incorporate the price of your shipping into something when you don't know where it's going to go? So you could be losing money on that, or gaining a buck. It's Yeah, Donna and T. Their auctions have gotten so big that people basically shoot themselves in the foot. And I only got one left, so I can't do that. Yeah, like I said, when I calculate my shipping, um, because my scale is in the other room, I usually just try and judge it. Um, and I don't I don't think I've actually charged anyone more than $5 for shipping. I don't think. But usually, if I'm able to get out there and weigh it, which is what I did last time, I took all the items out there. Everything was in bags, for people's that they bought, and I weighed them, and then I added like an ounce or two for packaging. Um, and then when I came in to do find out what their shipping would cost, I round up just because it's easier for me, you know. So say the shipping was 460, I would say, okay, $5 shipping. I'm not rounding up to make a profit. I'm just rounding up because it's easier. I like rounded out numbers. You know what I mean? But I do not do that whole, oh, I'm going to add whatever to the shipping to cover costs of packaging. I don't do that. That's part of my cost of doing business is getting the packaging, the bubble wrap, which I just bought. Everybody, almost everybody in the next sale is going to get blue bubble wrap. Hey, I thought it was cool. It was blue. Um, if they had freaking purple, I would have gotten that, but I couldn't find any purple bubble wrap. So y'all getting blue next time I do an auction. Yeah. Oh, you charge $1 handling and it? Yeah. See, I don't sell on a platform, so yep, yeah. And I mean, I didn't realize, and a lot of businesses will do that too. And I'm looking at businesses going, wait a minute, because one, I know that big business, like catalog companies and whatnot, they have deals with shipping. I worked for a catalog company, and they had a deal with UPS, so they got discounted shipping because of volume. I mean, they're shipping out so much that they get a discount on shipping, and So I look at different things and they what you pay for shipping. I'm like, wait a minute, it doesn't cost that much to ship this. I ship out stuff now. I know what it costs to ship. I'm like, why is this costing $3 or $4 more than what it should? You know what I'm saying? Oh, nice, Jennifer. Yeah, see, I don't have boxes. So I put everything in little organza bags. Well, not everything, but I try and put at least one thing in an organza bag and I just bubble wrap the crap out of things. Nope. Although, um, when Montgomery Ward Direct went out of business, the two owners split the company. So, well, I should say it's not that way. Montgomery Ward Direct owners split the business, and one kept the stores, the brick and mortar stores, and one kept the catalog company. The catalog company turned into Montgomery Ward Direct. The Montgomery Ward Direct sucked, and they had such bad press and bad reviews and complaints and issues that they then changed the catalog name to Home Goods, um, something like that. And yes, that was one of the catalog companies we ended up that bought our catalog company. Um, the catalog company, the original catalog company that I worked for was Mind's Eye, Nature's Jewelry. There were 5 of them. Let's see if I can remember them all. Mind's Eye, Nature's Jewelry, Serengeti, Pyramid Collection, and North Style. And then that company was bought by the company that owned Montgomery Ward Direct and Value Vision Television Shopping Network. And they were based out of Minnesota. The catalog company I worked for was based out of Chelmsford, Massachusetts. Our customer service was absolutely fantastic. We had a 1-800 number for customer service. We had at least 15 people that worked customer service to answer problem calls. Montgomery Ward Direct and Value Vision, not a 1-800 number, and you spend at least 20 minutes on hold racking up your phone bill. And then they would answer the phone 9 times out of 10. They'd answer the phone and then hang up on you, or they'd answer the phone, put you on hold. It seemed there were only like 3 people working their customer service calls, and none of them gave a damn. They had horrible business practices, and we couldn't do anything from our end because it was so new. We didn't have their system completely incorporated into our system, so we couldn't get into the backroom details of people's orders and things. Although a couple of our supervisors learned how to hack into their system, and they taught a few of us how to do it so we could give the customer a little bit more information. But if we had a complaint, because they would call the 1-800 number on our catalogs to complain about the other companies, we would actually have to fill out a printed form and have it FedExed to Minnesota. Now, I'll tell you, FedEx came and picked up packages of these forms. I mean, 3-inch thick poly mailers of these forms at least 5 times a day. That's how bad that catalog company was. People would get the wrong item, they'd get the wrong color, it would be broken, it would be completely, I mean, it would be cheap as hell, it would fall apart, it was horrible. And we were fielding angry phone calls and we couldn't help them. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, this was in 96. So I don't know. But I'll tell you, when we had the employee boxes, twice a year, employees would get boxes of things that were returned for the 5 catalog companies that we originally did for, because the warehouse was just down the hill. So anything that got returned to, the warehouse, they would put in a room, and then they'd make up these. Hey, Robin. Yeah, Robin, I can understand that. Ooh. Oh, yeah, that's right, because you're in a different place now. Yeah, see, the flat rate shipping, I can understand. I can. It was just. Have you heard it from the beginning, Robin? Yeah, Caroline. I unsubscribed from them. I don't go to Walker Nuts anymore. Well, Robin, do calculated shipping on mine when you do my invoice. I don't have a problem with that. Yeah, I don't agree with the fees either. I mean, like I said, I don't have a problem with the flat rate thing. Although I understand that, you probably lose money on a lot of that. Because doing shipping myself, I understand what shipping costs are. I haven't actually had to ship anything over a pound, although I'll tell you, poor Jabby and his pins. He waited so long for those pins, and I really hope that he liked the ones, the pins that he bought for me, since had to wait so long to get them. But when I went to ship that, when I calculated his shipping and everything, I was going to do box in a bag, okay? And I have regular poly mailers that I cut and wrap like a Christmas present, and then tape the shit out of and ship them. So that's what I was going to do. The box that I used was a little too big. The poly mailer didn't go all around it, so I was going to have to use two poly mailers and Frankenstein them together. My mail guy showed up early. I was still packing. I had two more things to ship, and so I asked him. I was like, "Can you come back, stop back on the way back down the street?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, no problem." And so because I wasn't going to Frankenstein the poly mailer together, and I didn't have enough time, I just ended up putting the label on the box. Well, apparently, even though the box that I used was smaller than the box I estimated for, apparently that box somewhere in shipping gained a few ounces, because I even added a couple of ounces when I did my shipping. And they told me that it was not in the packaging that I had listed. And instead of being like 13 or 14 ounces, it was now 1 pound, 3 ounces. I'm like, wow, really? Who was feeding this thing while it was in the truck? So they ended up charging me like $3.10 more for it. And I'm like, you little fuckers. But because I did not put it in box in the bag, like I said I was gonna, I let them have their $3 and some change. Yeah, see, because you can, I can understand that, because you don't have to weigh everything and then calculate shipping. It saves time. I get that. I do. But yeah, if you want to do calculated shipping online, Robin, I don't have a problem with that. I don't want you to lose money. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yep. I agree. Hey, Steph. Yeah, it was pirate ship. But I mean, I was in the wrong too, because I did not put it in the poly mailer. You know, I just slapped the label on the box. But the box was actually, I think, a 6x4 or 6x5 box. And when I did my thing, I put 8x8 because I couldn't remember what size box it was. So I actually put that it was a larger box than what it actually was. So, but yeah, right now I'm okay. So I'm not worried about $3. If I was in my normal financial situation, I'd be like, give me my $3 back. You know what I mean? But yeah. So yeah, I do appreciate everybody's opinion on the whole subject of the fees and whatnot. I really do. By the way, Robin, what day do you do your invoices? I just don't want to miss the email. Although stuff doesn't really go to my spam all that often. Because I use PayPal and all of that, I PayPal emails usually come directly to my email. I don't have to worry about that. Speaking of which, I need to clear out my spam folder. No, I do not need a penis extender. Thank you. Not. Oh, thank you, Steph. Okay. Yeah, that's how you get behind, definitely. Okay, just checking. I'll keep an eye out for it. Thank you, Robin. But yeah, like I said, if you want to do calculated shipping online, I do not have a problem with that. Get the extender; it has free shipping. You kill me, Dibble. Glad I wasn't taking a drink of Pepsi then. That would have come out my nose. And carbonation stings, man. That shit hurts. Ugh. Well, I think the word fee kind of sets people off, and I don't know. Maybe it was just the way it was worded. It was kind of like they were demanding friends and family, and if you didn't do what they wanted, you're getting punished. Get an invoice, and I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, the way that I read it or something. Like I said, I wasn't there at the beginning of that auction, so I don't know if they explain all of that. You know how we always run through the auction rules and the bidding increments and all, you run through your whole thing in the beginning. I wasn't there for their beginning, so they might have run through it and had an explanation for it. I do not know. Yeah, Bonnie, that drives me crazy. I mean, I don't buy a lot at auctions. Um, but after a month goes by, I forget and I get an invoice all of a sudden. I'm like, wait, where did this come from? What did I get? You know, I'm all excited about my little bear paw ring. Robin, you have no idea how long I've wanted a bear paw ring. Forever. And I usually, the price is so high or people are jumping all over it and I can't get it. And I was so happy that I got, even though that it's too damn small, I'll wear it as a knuckle ring. I don't care. Hey, Paul. Or I'll put it on a chain and wear it on a necklace. I'm like, bear paw. I'm glad you're doing more auctions, Robin. You have some really nice items. Really, really nice items. And that little starfish that was in that lot that I bought, that's Swarovski. Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that. It's so cute. Um I have a you remember I was talking about the pendants that I have, the Swarovski pendants that I can't find. Um I have a little purple starfish, purple or clear. I have a bunch of different colored pendants, but I have one like that. I saw that. I was like, "Ooh, that's Swarovski. That's mine." Hey, Carol. Good morning. Good luck at your meeting. Enjoy, because I know the coffee there usually sucks, but have a good one. I do. I love my Swarovski. I hoard my Swarovski, man. Although the bear needs to start making some money, so I am going to be making some earrings, maybe some bracelets with my Swarovski. Mm, it hurts. It will be used sparingly, but I will be diving into my Swarovski to add pretty shininess to everything. Sparklies. You too, Paul. Behave yourself. Don't go getting in no trouble. Um, yeah. One of the things that I did invest in because I cannot find my findings was some findings. So I now have I have some lobster claw clasps. I have jump rings. Renee, Steadfast Renee was sweet enough to send me a kit that had was basically your start off jewelry making kit. It had some tools in it. Yeah, sure you are, Paul. It had jump rings and everything in it. So I have that. I bought some head pins. Um, I even bought some colored jump rings so I can make some funky ass colored things with colored jump rings. What did you hear now? No, it's from before. You're always getting in trouble, Paul. Please don't even try it with me. I'm an asshole too, I see right through you. Oh, cool, Bonnie. Yeah. Look, Pinocchio. What? Scarlett's not here to be lying about being an angel, so you're taking over? Oh, I'm telling you, Carol Ann, I have the containers that screw together, the little towers. I have one of those that has like 5 or 6 different size jump rings in it. I have magnetic clasp, lobster claw clasp. I have a whole thing of head pins. I have all this stuff, and it's somewhere, and I cannot find it. And it was driving me crazy. And my crimp tubes, I couldn't find those. They're all in the same place, and so I got more crimp tubes too. So I got everything I need to start making some stuff. I have plenty of wire. Yeah, they take the dollar bit off your invoice, Robin. But what if you go to, 6 months worth of their auctions, and you're not able to win anything, or you don't see anything you want? They're collecting your membership fee, and you're not getting that back every month. So it was just, I don't know. It just seemed like a money grab to me. Even though they do offer it back, they're counting on people that don't win the auctions. They're still making money off of those people. It was just a personal thing for me. I'm like, no, I'm not going to pay to be at your auctions. But you do you, boo. Whatever works for you. Plenty of people do it, and they're making their money, and they do have nice things. But yeah, no. Yeah, I don't know. That Argyle emoji is pretty damn cute. Although I only pay membership fee on one channel, that's Victoria's. That's because she does that back chat, and I miss talking to everybody when she used to do the after show chats. So basically, I pay to talk to Victoria. Yeah. I mean, I haven't been to a Locker Nuts auction, or I unsubscribed to them, so I haven't, probably in over a year. So I don't know what their stuff is now. I know when I was there before, they did have nice things, but yeah, Christy, I agree. Too much stress. And that's the other thing with the $10 minimum purchase is they're pressuring you into buying more so that you don't have to pay the extra dollar. And I'm like, yeah, on Locker Nuts you do, Steph. You can go to their auction, you can hang out in their chat, you can comment and everything, but if you want to actually bid on an item, you have to be a paying member. And with your first win, you get your membership fee back for that month. But what if you don't bid on anything? What if you don't see anything you want? Or, you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I don't have anything against them personally. I don't have a problem with them personally. I just don't like that policy. Um, I mean, they were entertaining, although the one of the things that irritated me, one of the last things I was watching, was when they started getting those um they found a whole bunch of name brand purses, and they were making this huge deal out of all these name brand purses and talking about, and they, from what I noticed, I think they started off their prices a little high on them, but everybody does their own thing, Yeah. Right, Christy? Or, with a very small percentage. I mean, only one person can win a bid, can win an auction, an item. So, yeah. Oh, nice, Carol Ann. Well, I mean, like Victoria does her Friday chat, which is nice. I like that. And I know Robin does special things for her members. You know what I mean? I mean, when the channel owner does membership and then they take care of the people that pay for membership, that's a whole different story. It's definitely worth it, you know. And Robin always takes good care of her people because Robin's awesome. Yep, Christy, exactly. I mean, back when they started it, their mods had to take care of it, and they just had so many people in their chats that it was hard for them to chase down the trolls. But now you have the whole, you know, you can block for membership, you know, for subscribers, so there's no need to do that. Mm. And even then, that didn't block trolls. So right, because you could still go to their auctions and you could still comment, but you just couldn't bid unless you were a member. So it wasn't blocking anybody from doing anything. I mean, a troll could still go in there and make a mess, you know? Yeah. I agree. I agree. I mean, I'm not monetized yet, so I can't even think about doing membership, but my PayPal is in the description in case, you know. It's also my actual email. So if anybody needs to get in touch with me about something, there you have it. Yeah, if a channel does membership and they take care of those members, you know, the members get a little extra something besides the emojis, then it's worth it, you know. And totally, Robert, if I had the money to be able to do memberships, I would be paying for membership on your channel as well as a few others. But I don't have the cash to do all that. I do Victoria's because, well, I don't have people to talk to, and being able to talk to a couple of people for an hour on Fridays is, you know. Robin, you don't? Gee, what else is it that you do? Oh yeah, oh god, I almost forgot. I told him I would promote him because this is going to be epic. Whoops. And I have to share this out. And I'm going to do it before I forget. Again. And I should probably go to the correct place to find the link. Dot, 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 dot. All right, let's see. Not as much as you used to. Yeah, but you know what you do is epic. So, yeah, you play a turtle and a suck. Don't forget shiitake. I know it's hard to hear the little guy, but oh, Darlene, yes, I did. Thank you. All right, that is Brandon's Black Friday preview video. For anybody that hasn't seen that video yet, it will knock you over. He has so many rings that he's going to be selling. He's starting them all at $5. They are natural stones. They are gorgeous. They are marked 925, although he's not allowed to have an acid tester at his mom's house, so they're not tested, but they are marked. But even if they turn out to be plated or something, they're still worth it. $5. And I saw some of these rings. Brandon Facebook messaged me the video, a video call, and he was like, "Kodi, look at the rings," and I was like, "Oh my god." And I was like, "Okay, that one, that one, that one. We need to talk, Brandon." He's like, "Oh, I have a layaway program." I'm like, "You brat." But yeah, they're absolutely gorgeous, and all of the rings are starting at $5. $5. He's crazy. I swear he's got a little leprechaun that sits on his shoulder when he goes to buy stuff because he comes out with amazing, amazing stuff. So yeah, he's doing a Black Friday sale. It's going to be at 11 o'clock at night because he's a little night owl. He does his auctions late at night, but totally worth it to stay up and watch that. And I'll be helping him moderate as long as my health is okay. Isn't it? I am. Yeah. As long as my health is okay and I don't have any issues, I will be there. Thank you, Caroline. Yeah, Robin, I can understand that. I can. I actually did a sort of kind of Elmo imitation on Ella's auction yesterday, because she had an Elmo doll, and I was like, "Look, it's Elmo," and she was like, "Oh my god, you did that really well," and I'm like, "I did, didn't I?" Yeah, but I get it because when you're doing the characters, you're making different facial expressions, and people are looking at you like, "What is wrong with you?" I would imagine, especially with Jerry, because that takes it from the diaphragm, and yeah. I wish I had been one of your neighbors when you were in Texas because they could hear you. Oh, I love banana. I still have my video. Bye, Paul. Have a great day. I still have my banana video. Banana. I love banana. He's so smarmy. Right? What is wrong with you? Or like I used to say to John when he'd do something really ridiculous, I'd be like, "Is there a name for what's wrong with you?" Clinical studies should be done. He'd be like, "Shut up." He has to wiggle a lot, yeah. So yeah. So that should be fun with Brandon. Um and it's a Black Friday sale you won't get run over for. But yeah, the rings are absolutely gorgeous. I don't know if he's going to get through all of them in one auction. We're going to be there till like 8 o'clock in the morning. And he has that many. And that's not even including the stones. I don't think he's doing the stone. I think the stones he's going to do. He had the loose stones. Some of them were glass, but a lot of them were he tested and were the real deal. He starts the stones when he sells them at $1, which is crazy. Cabochons and cut stones and things. I think he'll probably do those on his Christmas break, because he's just got so many rings to go through. I don't know if he's going to break it up and do some rings and some stones, or if he's going to do two separate sales, or three, or four, or however, you know what I mean? But yeah, I have ring envy. I do. So yeah, I definitely recommend watching that video if you wanted to rule. Bring a drop cloth because yeah, they are amazing. Brandon's a good kid, and he's got his. I mean, I am absolutely amazed that this kid has been so focused. It's from such a young age to be starting off reselling, and he does it well. And focused enough that he didn't say, "Hey, you know what? I'm making money on this, so why bother with college?" He's going to college for what he wants to, focus on, and he's still making money. You know what I mean? So I want to go shopping at his house. I wouldn't be able to get through that room he's got because it's. And there's not enough room for the wheelchair to get through in there. I'd have to like get out of the wheelchair and belly crawl all over the floor. There's not enough room for that either. It's got a lot of stuff. But yeah, Really nice stuff. And he has really good prices on stuff. I mean, I have to say there aren't many. I, I say kid because, well, I'm old. But there aren't many people his age that are that focused and that I fully back. You know what I mean? I'm very impressed with Brandon. I really am. Jennifer. Well, do it, girl. I will say that Brandon needs to invest in a new Presidium because when he uses his, it makes his Presidium sounds like it's crying. It makes this weird noise, and it sounds like it's crying. It's like, I'm like, dude, you've got the money. Invest in a new Presidium. Well, Jennifer, Tennis April, and it's about to get real doing an open panel on Fridays. I mean, I thought they were going to do it so that every Monday or whatever you had to start sending emails in if you want to be on it, but they're actually booking in advance now. So, but they do that on Friday nights. They have the open panel. Oh, okay. Well, their open panel is 30 minutes. Everybody gets 30 minutes. It's kind of like with the marathon. Same concept as the marathon auctions that Robin and Key do, but it's only on Friday nights, and you do a 30-minute selling time. When I'm able to get some things made and get organized, I'll probably send them an email and see about going on there. I liked it when I was on Rhonda's. When Rhonda was doing them open panel, that was fun. Well, do the videos. Do the videos and have people bid in the, or do buy it nows or whatever, and have people put it in the chat, and whoever gets it first gets it. Not the chat, the comments. Yeah, it does. I mean, I like both ways. I like the way Rhonda did hers, where you would take turns and everybody would show a couple of things and then go to the next person. I like that because you're not sitting there looking at the same person for a half an hour. But on the other hand, when they do it for half-hour increments, you get to see everything that person has, and then you move to the next person. Yeah. Well, that's why if you do buy it now, as the first person you see that puts it in, you just got to keep an eye on when the comment was posted. If you do bids in the comments, yeah, that would be a little harder, I think. Although all you got to do is look at the last comment posted. I don't know. I've never done that, and I've never bought anything through one of those. But there are a lot of people that do it. So find the people that have done it and see how well it works. Right. Yeah. Hybrid. That's right. It's a mutant. But it's working. So, I mean, it's a good thing. They need a permanent mod. I guess they're waiting for Ronnie to come back. I was modding for Kim, and all of a sudden, no communication. So, I mean, we communicate, but I told her I was okay to mod again after the whole size of my eyes thing. Those finally healed up, and I was like, no, I'm good to go. And she never sent me the link again. So I'm like, okay. That's on you, Kim. I cannot mod if you do not send me the link. So, I mean, no hard feelings, though. It's all good. They do it the way they want to do it. It's, their auction, their channel, their deal. The last thing I heard about Ronnie was that the physical therapy was still wiping around, and she was having like nausea issues with the pain meds. I almost said she was having issues with her pain meds. That sounds so bad, like she's addicted or something. But no, the pain meds were causing her to be ill, like sick. Um, yeah. Well, that's why. I mean, that's why they're doing it half hour increments. And April and Kim aren't selling. They're just hosting it. So, which makes it okay because April is modding while they're doing it, and she has the time where she's not selling to be able to do it better. Yeah, yeah. I moderate for Ella on Thursdays and Fridays. Oh my god, it's so much fun. And Susanna had asked if I could mod for the Angels of Auction, and I was like, absolutely, no problem. And then I I double checked with her on Wednesday morning, and I was like, we're still on for the Angels of Auction. She's like, oh my god, I forgot to tell you we're taking a break until after Christmas. I'm like, well, I'm glad I checked then. Always communicate with your moderator, people. Susanna, I love you. And yes, I will still moderate for you if you need me. Yeah, Darlene, I don't have communication, but I'll let Kim know. Kim or April. I'll let one of them know to let her know. Yeah, Christy, I can understand that. Oh, there you go. Ronnie's doing great. Oh, she's done with her PT. Okay. Aw, that's cool. I'm glad she's doing well. Well, there you go, Bonnie. If you can let her know that Darlene's been thinking about her, that'd be great. We're all thinking about her, you know. And I did tell Kim that once Ronnie's back, if she needs me as a backup mod, I'm available. So I left it open for her. If she needs me, she knows where I am. And I have still popped in when and moderated for Kim and April when April has to go pick up her son from work. Because we cannot leave these things up to Kim because that's chaos in a wet paper bag. You know what I mean? I love you, Kim, but yeah. So if I'm in there and April has to take off for a half an hour to go pick up her son, then I jump in and I mod for them just to help them keep order in the chat. Yep, Christy, I understand. It is the country way. You can't ignore your neighbors if they pop over. Yeah. But I am glad Ronnie's doing well and that she's done with PT because I know PT was wiping her out. I take it that the pain meds aren't causing a problem now. And that did sound wrong the way I said it, and I didn't mean it to sound like that. But I know they were making her nauseous. So I'm glad she's doing better. Tell her I said hi. Oh, and with Ella, Victoria's going to be doing auctions with Ella on Friday mornings now, because Kim is taking over. Well, is going to be taking over. Kim adopted retrospects is going to be is working with Johnny with the TGIF auctions on Fridays, and they're alternating channels right now. And then adopted retrospects will be taking over hosting that. So Ella and Victoria are going to be doing the Friday morning auctions, which, oh my god, it gets so loud, but it's fun. And I had a lot of fun with Missy and Ella yesterday. That was fun. That's the first time I've moderated for Missy, and she was awesome. Don't chase the dog or the sheep while you're naked, Christy. What happened to D? D. Shoekeeper D? I mean, shopkeeper? Sorry. Victoria calls her shoekeeper. So now I automatically call her that. She's doing the Joy of auctions on Sundays. And they're going to have Kraken Christine and shit. Who's the other one? Janides, I think. Which that name always throws me because I want to say it's Jen Reeds and it's not. It's Janides. They're going to be co-hosting on Sundays, the Joy auctions on Sundays. Yeah. So, yeah, I have so much fun with Ella. I do. Especially when she sells a dinosaur. Oh my God, it was so funny yesterday. I brought that up, right? I brought up the fact that Ella will be selling one of the Jurassic Park dinosaurs, and they always have the dinosaur name on the package, and she can never pronounce it. So she'll be like, "Kodi, how do you say this?" And I'll look. She's moving it all over the place. I can't read it, and I'll try and sound it out for her, and she goes, "Right, dinosaur," because Ella's like, "Nope," you know. And I brought it up yesterday, and all of a sudden she just busted out laughing, and I'm like, okay, it wasn't that funny. And then she pulls her hand up that was off screen, and she had one of the Jurassic Park dinosaurs in her hand. I didn't even know that was the next thing she was selling. It was so funny. I'm like, oh my God. It was funny. Talk about timing. Just like with Victoria, Robin, sometimes this stuff writes itself. You know what I mean? Oh. Darlene, see what happens to me? I forgot again. I got all distracted. Yeah, when I see dinosaurs, I think about either my godson or Larry. Creative Creations by Denise is still on with Kim and Johnny on Fridays. Okay, cool. I know. Memory like a bucket with a hole in it. Okay, and yet I can remember stuff from that Victoria's done from 2 years ago. Go figure. But something 5 minutes ago, forget it. I got distracted with the rings, darling. Because when I was talking about them, I was visualizing the camera pan that Brandon did, because he video chats me and he goes, "Kodi, look," and he starts at one end of the table and goes all the way down to the other. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, a lot. Then he was showing me close ups. So when I was talking about it, that's what I was seeing in my head. You know how it goes. Squirrel. I'm easily distracted. Yeah, there are way too many auctions and things for me to keep up with. Way too many. I mean, if I had the money that I could buy in all the auctions that, are on my subscription list at any given time, right? My memory's all full. I need a slave hard drive or whatever it's called. Oh no, Darlene. That's all right. Every time I see somebody sell one of those big seed bead necklaces, I'm like, ooh, Darlene could use that. You're in the land of Kodi. It's a scary place here. Somebody had one of those and it was just massive. It was really long and just huge. And I was like, wow, Darlene could make a lot of shit out of that. Right? You need your own cloud. But then you'd be in trouble if someone hacked it. I don't trust those electronic shit like that. I got this whole, Terminator thing going on with Skynet. I'm like, I won't have an Alexa or a Siri in my house or anything either. I do have an Echo Dot somewhere. It's from way back. I mean, uh, like 6 years ago. Yeah, Laura did. Wow, 57 pounds of seed beads. Damn, girl. Okay, so maybe you don't need any more. I got a seed bead necklace from Robin. It's purple. Purple seed beads. I was like, oh hell yeah, because I'm taking that fucker apart. Right, Robin? Right? My friend in California, he lives in Sacramento. I don't know if he still does or not, but he used to work for the governor's office. And he's a tech guy. He always had the latest tech before everybody else, all the Apple crap, right? And he set up his house so that his Alexa would turn the lights on and all that crap when he got home. And he came home one day and the lights didn't turn on. He's like, lights on, and it wouldn't turn on. And he said his cats were all freaked out. They were like wide eyed and like, what the hell's going on? Our automatic house isn't working. And I was like, I told you that shit will get you. Didn't I tell you when you set that up? He was like, you're right. I was like, oh, did you have to go turn on everything by hand? You poor thing. Yeah, Alexa is definitely a spy. They're listening. Yeah, totally. I can understand that. That's why I have so many beads. John used to be like, don't you have enough beads? I'm like, there is no such thing. I might run out of something. I might have a design that I need this for. And he's like, oh, good God, I'm going to sit in the car. Because my ventures to craft stores would last hours. He used to come with me just so he could get a nap in the car and get away from his wife. And she'd get mad. Why are you always going to the craft store with her? He's like, so I can get away from you and get some peace and quiet. And he'd would. He'd sit in the car and sleep. Well, after the incident where he had been drinking and I hadn't, it was one of those days I was like ignoring and oblivious to inner warning systems. He had been drinking, but not a lot, just enough to think he was really funny. He walked through Michael's going, Nate Burkus, ladies, this would look fabulous in your decor. And I was just like, oh my God, I do not know this man. What the fuck are you doing? And I made him go sleep in the car. Yeah, he walked all through Michael's doing Nate Burkus impersonations and talking to random people about how well things would look in their house or on them or what. I'm like, no. Morning, B lady. B lady, I finally got the envelope you sent me. The forms, I finally got them last week. And I think I know why it took so long. The corner of the envelope was crunched. I think it got caught in the machine. Oh yeah, Robert. It was funny in retrospect when you're standing there and he's doing that. It was not funny. It was very embarrassing. I was just because he was a little too into it. You know what I'm saying? Although he impersonates a gay guy really well. But yeah, well, I think it got caught in a machine because the one corner of the envelope was crunched and kind of mangled up. The forms were fine, but the envelope was kind of chewed up. So yeah, I think that's why it took so long. It got stuck. So he asked me later. He goes, "Do you think they thought I was really gay?" And I stole a line from Boondock Saints too, and I said, "I think they thought you've seen a few up close." Yep, yep. Now all of my disability stuff did get worked out, and I did get my money, and I got the retro money, so all my bills are taken care of. Rent got taken care of. Able to get a few things I needed and wanted. Still have some money, which is amazing for me. I'm so shocked that it's what the 12th of the month and there's still money on my card. I'm like, oh my God. Um, but I am keeping those forms just in case, it happens again. Just in case, I am keeping those forms that you sent me, and I do appreciate it. Thank you. So yeah, the times John was bad. I mean, you did not want to take that man out in public when he'd been drinking. I will, honey. Thank you so much. Um, he would go into Walmart and just be really randomly loud to people and be like, "Smile, it's a good day," And I mean, he almost got beat up by one girl's boyfriend because he got too close to her and was like yelling because he was drunk. I'm just like, I was like, Issa, you need to get him out of the store. Get him outside. Tell him, hey, come smoke a cigarette, or something. Get him out because he's gonna get his ass beaten here. Which, if he was sober, he would not get his ass beat. But being drunk, he had no balance. So yeah, he would have got hurt. Yeah, Jennifer. Oh, huge relief. I was stressing so bad, and then I didn't have my phone for a couple of days because, of course, I didn't have the money to pay the bill because it wasn't the beginning of, it was my my payments are due on the third, um, or on the first, which I don't know why because I set it up for the third, but they're due on the first. So since I didn't have the money that month to pay it, I end up without phone service, right? So checking on the computer, I checked on the first, which should have told me my hey Bobby, good morning. Should have told me my pending deposit for the third because you get those the pending deposit notifications hit the card like 24 hours to 48 hours before you get the deposit. It said nothing about a deposit, so I'm panicking, right? Because I'm not going to have the phone to check it, and it doesn't show you the pending deposits online. So my mom came over. Um, Wednesday was the second. She came over, and I used her phone, and I called Social Security, and I actually got in touch with a man. His name was Mr. Lopez, and he was very nice. And I said, I'm not getting a pending deposit notification and I'm freaking out and da da da. He goes, well, you won't get your deposit until the third. I'm like, yes, but it should give me the pending deposit notification. He goes, well, let me check your account. He checked. He goes, well, I have a pending deposit on here. I'm like, oh my God, you do? How much is it? Because I wanted to know if I was getting my retro. And I was so relieved. And let me tell you, that money hit that card at 1 a.m. and by 1:05, my phone bill was paid, and all of my other bills were all paid by 1:15 in the morning. I was like, hell yeah. So huge. I mean, 90% of my stress, well, we'll say 85% of my stress is financial. So that added to it exponentially. So to have that relief was amazing. And I'm still on a high from it. I'm still doing really well emotionally, which is good. It's rare and I'm enjoying it. Um, so yeah, that's why the last few shows I've had since that money came in hasn't been all boohoo and this sucks and fuck the world. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm riding a high note here. I'm like, yay. So, and I did get things that I needed, both for business wise and personal use. Like I got new compression gloves because I found that I'm getting a little hole in one of them in the index finger, which will compromise the compression, of course. And I didn't want to take the chance on those falling apart. Yeah, I agree, B lady. You know who says money isn't everything? People that have money. That's who say that. Or people who don't and want to make themselves feel better. I don't know. Um, and I got a handicap support thing for in my bathroom for so I can get on um, the shower bench, the shower transfer bench without having to drag the one that's in my room into the bathroom. Um, that's a necessity. Makes it easier for me to be able to take my shower. What else did I get? I got a new comforter. It's purple and it's so soft. I told my mom, she's like, it's so soft. I'm like, you cannot walk out the door with my comforter. Yeah. Um, I got a couple of throws, blanket throws, because, yep, Yeah, it's a transfer bench. So you sit on it on outside the shower and you slide your ass over into the shower. Yep. It's the only way I can get in the shower. So, yep. And that was sent to me by a YouTube angel because I couldn't afford to get one. And I hadn't been able to actually get in my shower in like 2 years. I was doing bitch baths and trying to wash my hair in the sink and using dry shampoo, and it was not a good way to live. Let's put it that way. It was very depressing. So now I'm able to take an actual shower. Yay! What else did I get? I got blue bubble wrap. So that was for business purposes. Yep. Yep. And I have one of those handheld shower things. Um, so yep. And I have the bench position so that I can reach the controls for the shower, and I just leave the shower head hanging down because of course I can't reach it when it's up in the little holder. And yep, I can do everything I need to do. I did. I bought blue bubble wrap from Amazon. I just thought it was cool because it was blue, and I'm like, oh, that's different. And yeah, so I blue bubble wrap. And I was gonna get some more poly millers, but I still have enough because yeah, I am so blessed that I have my YouTube angels that help me out, and I'm blessed to have my YouTube people that. I mean, it's not all about people helping me. It's you guys help me without the money too. No, I didn't go nuts. I still have money on my account. If I had gone nuts, I would be broke. But I have used it to do my food orders. My mom doesn't have to go actual grocery shopping for me. She just has to pull up and they put it in the car. I've been able to pay for my own food, which is makes me feel so good. Oh, I love you too, Darlene. Um, because being, my age and having mommy having to buy my groceries every week. No, I'm not dyeing my hair. Um, I wanted to do the mermaid colors in my hair. If I ever get my hair done, I want to do the mermaid colors. I want to do blue and teal and a little bit of pink, not a lot of pink because I don't like pink. But oh, thank you, B lady. I appreciate that. I do try. But blue, teal, purple, just a touch of pink. Yeah, always wanted. I have somebody in Florida that said they do it for me, but I have to buy the hair dye and I have to get to Florida. Not happening. Yeah. So y'all are stuck with my boring red hair. Sorry. But yeah, with the because of the way that my bed is set up, I am completely surrounded by stuff. I can't get the wheelchair around it. Putting a sheet on my bed is near impossible because I can't crawl across the bed. Oh, thank you, Christy. Yes, I do, B lady, everywhere. Um, everywhere that the sun could possibly hit me, I have freckles. I have them on my shoulders, I have them on my chest, my face, my arms. Yeah, probably have a few on my back. I don't know. I can't see my back, so I don't know. Yep, I have freckles. I told people I was like, you know what? If I blend all my freckles together, I'd have a hell of a tan in one area. But yeah, and I can't sit on an exposed mattress. I mean, the material irritates my skin. No, not where the sun doesn't shine. I have no freckles. Um, but I have really sensitive skin, being a redhead and a blue-eyed redhead at that. We're extra sensitive, so I have to put something where I sit and sleep. And I have found the easiest thing to do is to get the throw blankets, the 50 by 60 blankets, and throw it in that spot. And I sit and lay on that so that my skin doesn't get all irritated. So I did buy 2 new throws um, for the bed. Once we can get this room cleared out and I'm able to turn the bed, move the bed to where I need it, I will have room on either side. I'll be able to put sheets on my bed again, which will be nice. But right now, we adapt, right? So the dog has her section with her blankets, and I have my section, my side with my blankets. Allegedly, yeah. Well, you know, they say us gingers get freckles for every soul we steal. That's all I'm saying. I did think about buying new pillows, but my pillows aren't that bad, so I'm like, nah. Like I said, my process is to put stuff on my in my cart and then wait a day and then go back and be like, do I really need that right now? You know? And then I end up taking off half to 3/4 of things that are on it. So oh, and I got new mechanics gloves, impact gloves that have the knuckle protectors on them. Mechanics. They're a little pricey, but they're awesome for when I use the wheelchair. Because some of my doorways are a little narrow and I bang my knuckles on them, and that hurts. And I got tired of duct taping my other gloves back together, so I did invest in another pair of gloves. That was a necessity. What else did I get? Got some stuff to make some more jewelry. Yeah, mechanics gloves, because they're leather and the palms are padded, and they have reinforced leather in those spots, and then they have like this rubberized knuckle protectors on 3 fingers. Your not your index finger or your thumb, but the other 3 fingers. So yeah, definitely a good investment there. Might want to do that, Christy. So I mean, I did splurge on a few things, like the one lot that I got from Robin. I bought 2 things from Robin the other day. One lot was a jewelry lot, and that's mostly for a resale. I'm still debating on that starfish whether I'll keep it or not. Okay, darling. Yeah, no problem. Thank you. Um, and the other one, the little bear paw ring, that bitch is mine. Okay, and nobody getting that. They will have to take that off my cold dead fingers or my neck because it's too small for me. But yeah, most of the things that I got are things that are necessary for either my comfort, like sitting here all day. Believe me, with my sensitive skin, sitting on an exposed mattress, how irritated certain bits would be. Nope. So yeah, the covering for the mattress for where I sit and sleep, definite necessity for my comfort and quality of life. Um, oh shit, I should have got the mattress pad or the not the mattress pad, the wheelchair pad. That'll have to wait because those suckers. How much is that now? Because the wheelchair seat pad that I have on my wheelchair is the one that was in John's wheelchair, so it's like 2 inches, 2.5 inches, 2 or 3 inches too small for the wheelchair I have. So it's a little uncomfortable. It's not too bad though. This chair is a lot more comfortable than his was because my ass is not 16 inches wide. You know what I'm saying? Skinny fucker. Let's see. Da, 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 da. Yeah, 38.87. Yeah, that's too pricey right now because I want to save most of the money that I have left after paying the invoice from Robin. I want to save most of what I have left for groceries. No, I don't have. If I had a back pillow on my wheelchair, my ass wouldn't fit in the wheelchair. I have a seat cushion on it. Yeah. Oh yeah, my ass is huge. It's not as big as it was, but it's big. I mean, John was really skinny in his wheelchair. He had a 16-inch seat on his wheelchair. And I'm looking at it. I mean, I could pull it over and measure it. I don't want to. Hold on, I can tell you. Since I ordered it through Amazon, I just have to go to my orders. I spell it correctly. I'm typing one-handed, and I don't normally do that. Oh, let's see. Dot, 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 dot. Okay. Yeah, the one I have now is a 20-inch seat. Yeah, all it says is 20-inch seat, which is across. Oh, okay. 16 inches deep. So from the front to the back of the wheelchair is 16 inches, and then it's 20 inches wide. Morning, Susie. Yeah. Yeah, it's 16 by 20. And I have a seat cushion on it that's for a 16-inch. So it's a little small from front to back, and it's a little small side to side. The wheelchair seat, yeah, it's flat. It's a, yeah. No, it's a seat cushion. Yeah, I don't know what this one is. Let me see. Because I have the same exact one in my my list, my Amazon wish list thing. So I can tell you what it is. It is a gel. Yeah, the one that's in there is a gel. Skin protection gel E wheelchair seat cushion, 20 by 16 by 3, which would fit my chair perfect. Yeah, it's $38 plus change. It would make the chair a little more comfortable. But yeah, I mean, right? It's a lot. It is a lot better than it was. John's wheelchair used to kill me. Yeah, B lady, I'm gonna. I want to make some things, some earrings and some bracelets, maybe a few necklaces. Not gonna focus on my soldering right now because my eyes have been so wonky that working with flame is not working out for me right now. But I can do some beading things, so and I can do the beading things sitting here, while I'm, watching videos or whatever. Soldering, yeah, with a torch and solder. Like the rings you see with stones in them, they have some stone set in the bezel setting. Well, I always have something over it anyway. I usually fold up a shirt or something to put over it. So, yeah, fire. Fire. So, but I can do some of the beading. I can't do bead weaving because you got to have a lot of thread. Um, and I have 2 cats in this room that are assholes, so that would be bad. But I can use some beading wire and head pins and different things that I can use that are more focused that I can control. Yeah, I don't need certain parts of me heating up that much, B lady. Mm-mm. I mean, my house isn't, well, it has gotten that, but it's not usually that cold that it would be uncomfortable to sit on. Oh yeah, I bet they would too. These little assholes. My project would end up across the room, and I'd never see it again. So, but with the bead wire, you don't have 3 feet of it while you're working, so I can do that. Yeah, I could never have those in the use those in the car either. The car that Issa had seat warmers, and she used to leave the damn thing on all the time, and then I'd go to get in the car and burn my bits, and I'd be like, "Stop doing that." Of course, with her, it also made her car smell whenever she was in it. But yep, understandable, B lady, understandable. This house isn't too bad. I have the heat set right now at 71. I actually had to turn my air conditioner on again for a couple of days. Um, the dog was in here panting her ass off, and I'm like, couldn't breathe. I'm like, what is going on? Why is it so hot? And I go out and the thermostat said 82 in my house, and I was like, well, shit. Yeah. So I had to turn the AC on, but I have my heat set at 77 or 71 or something. 71. I had the AC set at 77, I think. I had a friend of mine, B lady, that used to drive this huge Cadillac. He also had a mail Jeep that he bought when the post office sold off all their old vehicles. He bought a mail Jeep. Um, and he used to have to sit on a phone book, and he had to modify the gas and the brake pedal with blocks because he was only 4'11". So yeah, it was so funny seeing this really small guy get out of this huge ass Cadillac. I mean, the old fashioned Cadillacs. It was like a, I don't know, 60 or 70s caddy. It was just massive. Temperature here is 68 right now. 68 degrees. Morning, Barbara. How you feeling? It's very cold where Barbara is. You know what's really funny is that John was 6'2", and I'm 5'5", and we used to have the car seat in the same place. Yeah, really weird. And then Issa would get in it, and she's like a hobbit, so I couldn't even get in the car. My fat ass could not get in the car if she didn't put the seat back when she got out. I'm like, look, midget. I don't know how. I mean, she would drive, and her boobs would be on the steering wheel. I'm like, how do you drive like that? But yeah. Speaking of which, she never did send me pictures of Talon at his presentation. She probably didn't even go. I don't remember much about my driving test except that the driving test guy was full out Irish descent. I mean, he had shock white hair and bright, 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 bright blue eyes. He had the prettiest eyes I've ever seen on a guy. And I was just like, "You're Irish, aren't you?" And he's like, "I am." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." And yeah, he was very nice. That's all I remember. Yeah, I mean, John was thin, but he had long legs, so he'd go to get in the car, and his knees would be up by his nose, and he'd be like, "Issa, put the seat back when you get out." She goes, "But what if I'm going to drive again?" I'm like, "Then you can put the seat back up once you get in." Right? They didn't pass everybody. I had a few people in my class that they didn't pass. Yeah, Barbara, it might be a long process. My mom still has issues. and she had it over a year ago. But I hope you heal up completely, and I hope your recovery goes very speedily. It's no fun being sick, and this COVID thing kicks your ass. Yeah, there were a few kids that would come into school the next day bitching because they didn't pass the driver test. Then they'd ask me for a ride. I'm like, mm-mm. Or they'd want to drive my car, and I'm like, hell no. Your daughter's 5'2". Yeah, Issa's 5'3" or 5'4". She's not that much shorter than me, but she's got short, stubby little legs, you know. So we used to call her Hobbit whenever she'd leave the seat up. But John would go to get in it, and he'd like bang his knees on the steering wheel and shit, and he'd be pissed. Yep, we used to have to do that with Issa. If I went out to the car and the edge of the front seat was under the steering wheel, I knew I had to adjust it before I tried to get into it. Because I didn't look once. And yeah, after that I looked because damn that hurt. I got jammed in between the steering wheel and the back of the seat, and I was like, I thought I was gonna get stuck. I did, because the impact of just bam sitting down and being like, "Ow, what the hell?" Yeah, it hurt. Yeah. My dad used to drive like that too. My mom still drives like that. Um, it's actually very bad for your car because you have a tendency to rest your feet on the pedals. So if you're braking, your foot is still resting on the gas, so you're still giving your car gas. It basically confuses your car. Neither of my parents wanted to drive with me at all. Oh, cool. Picky Dicky has such awesome stuff. Put the link in. Oh, you're filming one now. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say if you have the link to it, drop it in. Yeah, you ride the brake, and it wears on your brakes when you do that. Oh wow, Bonnie, you can even move your foot pedals. That's pretty cool. Worst thing ever is driving your car and having the brakes go out. And they've done that. Hmm. Going downhill in a city. It was not a fun experience. I can tell you that. Although, you know, I'm an ace driver, man. I managed not to hit anybody and not to hit anything. E-brake, baby, e-brake. And luckily it was working in my car. I've gotten cars that the e-brake hasn't worked, and that always makes me nervous. I'm like, no, I'm going to need that. Although I did have a little, I think it was a Nissan pickup truck. After I moved here, I got it, and it was a standard. Yeah, well, I was in Lowell, Massachusetts at the time, so I was, yeah, it was not fun. There was traffic. I'm surprised that a cop didn't show up because, you know, my luck, but I got lucky. No cop. Yeah, brakes went out while I had just turned onto the hill to go down to a connecting street to get to my house. So I actually wasn't too far from my house, which is good. But yeah, I was not pleased. PT Cruiser convertible. I drove a PT Cruiser when I was in Florida. The first couple that I stayed with had a PT Cruiser, and she was lazy as fuck. As soon as I moved in, it seemed like she forgot how to drive. It was Kodi, go to the store for me. Kodi, go do this for me. Kodi, go pick this up for me. I'm like, okay. Um, she just handed me the keys and tell me to go do something. I'm like, all right. And I learned where things were, you know. which I was fine with because I don't like being in an area where I'm not familiar with things in case, I get stranded somewhere. But yeah, she used to have me do grocery shopping and all that. She got all pissed off because I wouldn't give her my food stamp card. I'm like, what? She goes, well, usually when someone lives with us, they give us their food stamp card. I'm like, well, then this is not usually because I'm not giving you my food stamp card. Like, because at the time I had food stamps. I was like, if you're worried about me eating your food, I'll just buy my own food. But if your son eats my food, you're paying me back for that because he used to get into my shit all the time. Because I would contribute like half of my food stamps to, the household grocery bill because we would eat, evening meals together. So I'm like, well, we're preparing a meal together, so I'll contribute half of my food stamps to Matt when we go grocery shopping. But I would buy stuff for myself, and her son was constantly eating my food, and I'm like, stop it. Yeah, he pissed me off. He was an asshole. So PT Cruiser was nice. It was nice to drive. I liked it. Not as good as the Mustang convertible I got to drive when I was up in Massachusetts after I moved here, and was hanging out with somebody that I knew from an AOL chat room. She she was divorcing her husband. He was already out of the house. They were getting a divorce, and his car had been in the shop when he left. So their relationship was on again, off again, nice and not nice. And apparently, when we were going to pick up his car, it was in a not nice phase because she goes, "Okay, here's the keys. You drive his car, and feel free to drive it like you stole it. I'll cover any ticket you might get." It was it was upper '90s Mustang convertible. I drove it like I stole it. It was fucking awesome. That car was great. It made it back to the house in one piece quickly. I had a lot of fun in that car. She had Dalmatians. She had 3 Dalmatians and a huge house. Her house was gorgeous. And that is where, cool, there you go, Dragonfly. Susie? I have to keep saying your name because I see Dragonfly and I love Dragonfly, so I just want to call you that. Wow, B lady. Yeah, well, I had one chat room that I went into all the time, so we all got to kind of know each other. Although there was one person that was really shady, and that was a whole experience in itself. But this this woman decided it was kind of like how we'd have reseller get-togethers, like meetups and stuff. And she had one at her house for people that were in the chat room that could get there. And since I was bringing my kids up to Massachusetts, she arranged for it to be on that weekend, and we all stayed at her $1 million house. Yeah. She not only had a millionaire mansion, but she had just had everything in the house appraised by the insurance people because of the divorce she was going through. Yeah, she had $1 million worth of artwork and things in her house. It is also where I learned about what a butterbell is. Yeah, there were a lot of trolls in those chat rooms, and we used to kick them out of our chat room all the time because they'd come in ASL, age, sex, location. I'd be like, old enough, not enough, and Earth. I'm like, this is not that kind of chat room. Get the fuck out. Um, you know. But yeah, the meetup was great. Her house was gorgeous. The area was gorgeous. I think it was in Weymouth, Massachusetts, if I remember correctly. And it was so much fun. I think I was up there for 4 days, and I had a lot of fun. But yeah, I learned what a butterbell was. I want one. I've never been able to get one, but I thought that was the coolest thing ever. Butterbell, and it was a little cow. It was so cute. Because she puts it on her the island in her kitchen, and this kitchen was it was like my dream kitchen. It was gorgeous and huge. Yeah, a butterbell. What it is that you have 2 parts of it, right? You have a base and you have a top, and you put water in the base, and then you take your butter and you smush it into the top of the butterbell, and then you place that into the bottom part of it, the water actually keeps your butter from going rancid, and it keeps it at room temperature. Because if you leave butter out too long, it gets all gooey and gross. This keeps it from doing that. The water works as a seal, and because butter is, an oil base, it doesn't run all over the place. Yeah, it keeps it cool, but kind of room temperature and spreadable. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever, and I always wanted to get one. Yeah, and hers was a little cow. It was so cute. But she had one of those kitchens that has like the warming drawers that are in the island. Plus, it had benches around it, so the kitchen was a huge. We just used to hang out in our kitchen. It was like a chef's kitchen. It was gorgeous. I wanted to move into her kitchen. I did, but we had a lot of fun. Got to hang out with her dogs. I rescued a bat. Yeah, I got to drive a late '90s Ford Mustang convertible. It was a pretty good time. I had a good time. Yeah. 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 I made butter the old-fashioned way when I was a kid. We went to a farm for a school field trip, and they had the butter churns, the old-fashioned butter churns, the wood ones, and we made butter. And I forget how old I was, probably like 6 or 7, and we all had to take turns churning that shit because damn, that shit hurts. You have to pump that damn thing so long that we had like 5 people on each turn, and we would do it for like 5 or 10 minutes, and then the next person, and then we got to eat the butter on saltine crackers. It was freaking awesome, and obviously it made an impression because I remember it all these years later. But I thought that was the coolest thing, although a pain in the ass. Sometimes, bee lady, if you have a design in your head that you want to see how it's going to look, you can sketch it out. Me, I'll go through my beads. I'll just open drawers and look at the beads, and when a color strikes me as something I want to use, there's the little halo thief. Hi, TG. Dibble was looking for you. Um, and I'll take that color and I'll find colors that coordinate with it, and then I'll just start putting them together, and it ends up being whatever it's going to be. Or if I have an image in my head, like if I want to do something with a Swarovski crystal and a pearl, like the earrings that I made for Victoria, you know, I don't sketch out a lot of stuff. Sometimes I do, but I usually just on the fly, whatever pops into my head is what I make. Now for the ornament covers that I make, I I'll put out, because you do it in layers. So I'll do the top part because they're repeating patterns. So I'll do like one section and I'll lay it all out as I want the design. I'll lay it out on my bead mat, and then I'll use that as a guide as I'm going around as I'm making it. And then, move on to the next one because it's a repeating pattern. So you have to get it exactly the same each time. Go all the way around for the ornament cover. Let me see. It does and it doesn't. I mean, if you bump it, your beads are going to go flying, but it keeps them from just randomly rolling around. It's, what the bead mats are is, you remember those Velux blankets? It had like not a fleece, but like almost like a spongy texture to it. And they were called Velux, Velux, Velux. That's basically just squares of that. Now they have bead boards where it has all the little channels and sections that you can lay out your designs. Yeah, puzzle mats are good. They also have tacky boards. They're small little tacky mats that are like the beads stick to it, so they definitely don't move around unless you like throw it across the room. And I have one of those too, but it annoys me, so I don't really use it. Oh, TG, were you not here? And no, I don't miss the angel. Well, I miss Kathy, yeah. Um, but I don't usually set up my designs before I make things. It's just whatever's in my brain while I'm touching the beads, when I put them out in front of me. But something like this, which is an ornament cover, each of these sections, like from the top part of it and then all these diamond patterns down to this part is one section. So I would lay out, a couple of inches of that and then use that as a guide for what I'm putting it together until I have enough set up. And I use, well, in this, something like what's on the screen right now, I used a different size beads. The little ones are size 11s, which is what Darlene uses in her bead pictures. And then you've got bugle beads, which are the tube beads. And then I've got glass drops. I've got, I believe the little brown beads at the bottom were, I want to say 4mm. So, I mean, in something like this, they're all different sizes. And those little 11-aughts are tiny, man. But I do have size 13s that are even smaller. I have to use a magnifying glass when I use those. But yeah. So something like this, I'll lay out a couple of sections and use that as a guide. So I make sure that I get the pattern correct each time. Yeah. Those take a lot of work. Those take a couple of 3 or 4 days, depending on the pattern to make. And this pattern I made up out of my head. This is a complete Kodi design right there. There are books that have patterns in them that you can follow, which I did with the first one I did. And then I was like, you know what? I wonder if I can make that myself. So, yep. String and a needle. You use beading thread and a needle. Yep. Yep. Because you need it to be flexible, so you use thread. Anytime you need something to be flexible or you need to pass it through the bead more than once, you have to use the thread because the wire just gets too stiff. Yeah. This one right here took me 4 days at about 4 or 5 hours a day to make. This was the second one I made. I don't have a picture of the first one I made. Yeah, Darlene puts hers on fabric too, so she can use sewing thread. I use beading thread because it's the tensile strength, the strength of the thread is a little stronger. This was done with Nymo, NYMO thread, and it comes in different sizes. It's very complicated because the thinner the thread, the more times you can pass it through those tiny beads. So something like this, I think I used the average. I think I used a D because I wasn't going through them all that many times. But for bead weaving, a lot of the times I'll use a thinner thread. So yeah, that's one of my ornament covers. Yep. Let's see. Now for this, which is a little amulet bag, which I still haven't finished. I have to put some kind of necklace on it. This one took me 2 days, and those are size 11s. And then I use bugle beads, size 11s, too, and crystal beads for the fringe. And it's a little bag. It's like 2 inches by 2 inches, and you wear it as a necklace. You can put little things in it. I don't have a cap on the end of it or anything like a flap, but yeah, you can put like little prayer messages, or you can put like a piece of felt with some scent on it. Slide that in there. so you don't have to put perfume or oils directly on your skin. Thank you. Yeah, and that's a complete Kodi design too. It kind of reminds me of Nightmare Before Christmas, which was not what it was intended, but that's how it turned out. Because I just started stringing beads, and this is a design that happened. Yeah, the top is open. I'll show you. And you'll get to see the other side of it too. This is the back side of it. See, it's open. Nope, I didn't sketch it out. It was freehand. Nope, I just freehanded that one. I do have a book that has amulet bag designs in it, and I got it because they had a bear, right? And the bear is gorgeous, and it looks so realistic. And then I went through, and the all these beads go by number and color when you order them. Uh, the amount of beads that I would have to buy to make a 2-inch bag was way out of my budget because you needed so many different colors to blend, to do shading, to highlight, and I couldn't afford it. So I do still have the book somewhere, but I was never able to make that bag. But they had bear, they had wolf, they had deer, they had all different designs. But this I just freehand. I did freehand. Yeah. And I love the way that bead weaving feels because it feels like fabric. It feels like a really slinky fabric. Nope, they are called tube beads. Well, cylinder beads, and they're made in Japan. These are Tohos and Delicas that I used, and they're made in Japan, and they're done with a precision machine. So all of the beads are uniform. Every once in a while, you get a wonky one, and you just throw it that way. But they're all uniform, so they make that even. They lock together like bricks, and yeah, I love bead weaving stuff. Yep. Like I said, I still had to put some kind of necklace on it, some kind of chain on it, whether I bead a chain or whether I just attach jump rings to it and put, a regular chain on it. I don't know yet. But, and I don't have a picture of my bracelet that I had done. I had this really cool bead weave bracelet, and I actually got the pattern out of a beading magazine. And then I attached Swarovski crystals to it, and it came out really nice. But I don't have a picture of that. And then like earrings and stuff, just random whatever comes into my head type of thing, you know. If these are ones I did, those are Swarovski pearls, which are crystal. They're crystal beads, and they're covered with the pearl coloring. And then the little lighter pink is Swarovski. And I made these, and then while I was there, I was like, well, let's make something that's a little more dangly. So while I was doing these, I ended up doing ones that were a little longer. And this is just, I mean, it's just how my creative process works. It's like, oh, well, I did that one. Now I can do this one, and we'll see how this looks. And so then after those ones, I made these, which are the same pearls, but a little bit, they're different, and they're a little more dangly, also with the Swarovski crystals in them. Thank you. And I'll go on color kicks. I'll be like, I'll grab a color, and then I'll find other things that go with it, and I'll make a bunch of earrings with at least one of the colors that I've grabbed. Um, and sometimes I get components that are the same, but they're different colors. Like I'll show you, these are two different. These are all Swarovski elements. Everything on these are Swarovski. And there's one in pink and one in purple. And they're each. I put them up there because of the color option, but like there's a pink and white pair, and then the purple and white pair. And the little diamond is a Swarovski element, and then I put the Swarovski crystal in the middle and on the bottom and on the top. These are actually done with wire. They're done with what's called head pins. So it's like a straight piece of wire that has a loop on the end, and then you string your beads, and then you loop the other end. So it's a stiff wire. Now there's beading wire, which is flexible, but these are done with a actual metal, wire. So all that is strung on one long piece of wire and then looped on each end. Although I think I used the flat head pins for those so that I didn't have an open loop on the bottom of it. I hate that. So the triangle part, the hole is at the top and the bottom, and the head pin goes straight through. And I didn't want the head pin showing, so that's why I put the crystals in the middle. So you can see the wire a little bit right there, top and bottom, and right there, and right there. But the head pin goes straight through. Ooh. Yeah, I use a flat head pins for that. And I use two different shape crystals. This has the AB coating on it, the Aurora Borealis coating. Oh, it's crystal. It's Swarovski crystal. This is the diamond shapes are a frosted crystal, and then they have the little sparkly crystal in them. Yeah, all of this is Swarovski crystal. So, yeah. I have fun making earrings because they're just, there's no end to the different designs and variations that you can do, Yep. So earrings are fun. So I'll be making more. My Swarovski earrings, because it's Swarovski, and most of those beads are now discontinued because Swarovski has decided to stop doing the majority of their do-it-yourself jewelry options. They're focusing on like their lines for movie stars' outfits and jewelry and things like that. They're high end, so they're not. It's harder and harder and more expensive to find anything in the bead department for people that make their own jewelry. So my Swarovski stuff, the earrings, like that pair of earrings would go for $10 between 8. Well, that one is all Swarovski, so that would be like $10 a pair. Glass ones, if I only have like one or two Swarovski beads on something, I'm not going to charge $10 for a pair of earrings with one or two Swarovski. Those would be more like 8, depending on what else is on it. So yeah, but I have fun making earrings. Like these right here, these are not Swarovski. And it's a base metal. It's not like silver or anything. These would be like $5 or $6. The leaves that dangle, there's 3 leaves on each one, a blue, a tan, and a green, or a blue, brownish, and green. And then the like sun type of thing, those would be like $5 or $6. Yeah. So, but yeah, these are just, they're not sterling silver. It's sterling silver would go a lot more, be a lot pricier. I do have some sterling elements. But earrings that are all sterling would go for more money. And I like to make things that are affordable. I mean, I use hyperallergenic ear wires, so or stainless steel, which is pretty much the same thing. Very few people have allergies to steel. So yeah. No, I do have. Let me see if I can find them. They're not in these pictures right here. No, I do not have pictures of them. Damn. I know I have pictures of them. I just don't know where they are. But I have some that are lamp work, and I did a set. I did a pendant and earring sets. Yeah, I do have some sterling. I have sterling wire I can use, and I do have some sterling ear wires. So, and sterling jump rings and all of that. Yeah, but they're just so expensive that I don't have a big stash of that. I try and use stainless steel components when I can because it's hypoallergenic. So, people are there's more options for people to wear them. Like me personally, I have metal issues. I can wear stainless steel on my skin. I can wear sterling gold, platinum, rhodium plating on my skin. Only thing that can go through a piercing is surgical steel or gold. I'm sure that I could probably deal with platinum too, but I can't afford platinum, so I've never tried it. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I try and make it so that my items are reasonably priced because there are people like me that their budgets don't allow for them to buy themselves pretty things all the time. And I want them to be able to get something pretty at a reasonable price so that, because it's good to gift yourself some things every once in a while. And for me, it's so frustrating when I see so many things that I would be like, ooh, and I can't do it because I don't have it in my budget. If it was priced $10 or $12 cheaper, I'd be able to do it. But at the prices, a lot of the things that I see, I can't do it. Which is why the bear paw ring that I got from Robin was a serious splurge for me. Normally, I would not pay that for a ring that I'm not going to be able to wear as a ring. But it was bear paw, so. Yep, Dibble got a lot of stuff. So. Shark's teeth are good for wire wrapping. Now, see, I used to be able to wire wrap, but my hands wire hurts. I have to use tools in order to do my loops and stuff. I can't. It's hard for me to hold on to thin pieces of wire and stuff because of my nerve issues in my hands. But I have learned to manipulate pliers like a mofo. So. It's like I have my own little robotic extensions and stuff. I love Zuni jewelry. What's funny is I used to get Every time I saw, like, I have onyx Zuni bear beads, and every time I saw like the Zuni bears, I would grab them, beads and stuff. I'm like, oh, I can make something with that because it's a bear, right? Never made anything with it. They're just sitting there. I'm like, yeah, yep, I have those too. I have the fingerless ones too. Um, the problem is though is that you have to hold the wire in the fingertips, and it hurts. So, but yeah, I've learned to be able to hold on to things with one set of pliers and use another set of pliers to manipulate the wire. Zuni is Native American. That is confusing if you don't, like, have you ever seen the bears? They're like a rounded outline of a bear, and they have that little lightning bolt with the arrow in the middle. That's a Zuni bear. Yeah, my mom does too. Bee lady, did you see the gnomes my mom made? Oh, I gotta show you. Got to show you. My mom knitted me a gnome, and she knitted a couple other that I'll be able to sell. Oh my god, these are so cute. Look at the purple one is mine. That's the one my mom made me. And then she's got a red one and a gray one that I can sell. She knitted those. They're completely knitted except for the beards. Yep. They're so cute. So she's got enough of the yarn to make a purple one and another gray one. And then she's got some other colors and stuff. But I figured I could sell those for, I don't know, $8-10. They're about 10.5 inches tall. Well, the red one is about 10.5 inches tall. Aren't they adorable? Yeah, my mom is the knitter. She is. She used to make baby blankets, and I have something else that she made that she gave me to sell. That now is the time to do it too. Find a picture of it. I really have to sort out these pictures because they're all in my download folder, and I have to scroll through them all. She made this. It's a size 1, so it's for like a 1-year-old. And it's a little hat and sweater set. My mom made that. And I know it looks like it's kind of ragged on the one end. It's not. It's just the way it was laying. So yeah, that's the little sweater set that my mom made. And so when I do a sale again, I'm gonna present this. Now I have a picture of it instead of having it in my room. It's for 1-year-old. 1-year-old, and I thought I took a picture with measurements on it because everybody's always like from armpit to armpit and top to bottom and things like that. If I didn't, I will. But I'm using a picture of it because I don't want it in my room with the animals, and I smoke in my room. I don't smoke in the rest of the house. So yeah, Bee lady, she's 90 and she made those. Yeah, still going strong with the knitting. I'm telling you, she's always got to be busy. Always, it has to be something, and the knitting keeps her seated, which is good for her breathing because she's still having breathing problems from having COVID. So I like that she does her projects, that she can just sit and do her projects. She has decided she's not doing her paint by numbers anymore because it took her a month to do the one my younger daughter wanted. And she has to use a magnifying glass to do the paint by numbers because she can't see them. It took her a really long time. It would take her like 2 or 3 hours just to do a couple of inches of painting. So she was like, not doing those anymore. But I got mine. She gave me mine for Christmas a couple of years ago. And I love that painting. Yeah, I think so too, B Lady. Um, I can't remember where I put the picture of the picture. Oh, there it is. My mother made this for me and gave it to me for Christmas. And this is the best present my mom ever gave me. It's a paint by number that my mom painted for me. And it is on my mantle out in my living room. And it is absolutely gorgeous. I love this paint. I cried because I know how much effort went into that. And she remembered the colors that I liked. So she got the picture that had the colors purples and blues and then teal and stuff in it. So this is one of my most prized things. And my mom made it. Isn't it gorgeous? Yeah. And she did this, I mean, especially since I know she did it with a magnifying glass and would spend, 2 or 3 hours with a magnifying glass doing a paint by number. And it's big. I mean, it's got to be at least I don't know. Shit, I don't know. I never measured it, but it's really big. It is gorgeous. Absolutely. So that is right out there in my studio. Yeah, it'll be worth it, Dibble. No regrets. Yeah. Yeah, it would be a little hard for them to do it the other way around, B lady. If they stuck the dentures in her mouth and came at her with screws, I'd be a little scared myself. I'd be like, whoa, wait a minute. Why, Darlene, are you planning on torturing her? Oh, my Pepsi is too far away. Huh. Aw. Have to go put PT Cruiser, put it in storage. Yeah, they're definitely not for winter driving. Looks like I'm switching to Fanta for a moment till I can reach my Pepsi. That's all right. Yeah, getting pain pills in South Carolina is not an easy thing to do. At least it wasn't for me. I mean, hell, they lopped off half my leg and gave me enough pain pills for like 3 days. I was like, and he had to fight with them to be able to get me another prescription. It's crazy. And they were telling me at the surgeon's office that they had a woman that had a double mastectomy and they didn't even want to give her pain pills. The insurance companies and the state just doesn't want anybody to be pain free. It's crazy. Well, it's to stop drug addicts. Really? Then you need to get out on the street and stop them from buying them out there because that's where they all are. God, I haven't had pain meds in so long. All I have is Tylenol, and it does not do it. Yeah, for a little bit of warning when you jump on the bed would be good. Cats are leaping all over my room. Yeah, B-Lady, I don't decline them either, but they don't want to give them here. I mean, the Tylenol, if I have extra aches and pains and stuff, like if I move the wrong way and I have like a twinged muscle or something, the Tylenol will help take the edge off that, or if my teeth are bothering me. But for my chronic pain, nah, doesn't even touch it. Hey, Pamela. So, ow. Ooh, my phone's at 95% charged. Woohoo! It's only been on the charger since 2 a.m. I have degenerative disc disease, and I have God, there's a laundry list back, be lady. I have arthritis, bursitis, degenerative disc disease. I have neuropathy in my hands and my foot. Broken teeth. That's the thing. That mouth pain. That's fun. Yeah, and I get headaches from the mouth pain and the back pain. Yeah. Although my bursitis hasn't acted up in a long time, so knock wood, it doesn't because it's in my hips. And yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. I've tried everything with my back and it doesn't. I also have every one of my discs is bulging in my back. So I have the degenerative disc disease and I have bulging discs. I've tried cold stuff. I've tried hot stuff. I've tried everything. Nothing works. Nothing. Lower tabs help, but at one point when I was going to pain management, and I actually had pain meds, and this is over 10 years ago. It's more like at this point, 12 years ago, 12 or 13 years ago. I was on 60 milligrams of time-release morphine 3 times a day. I was on lower tabs for breakthrough pain, and I was on a muscle relaxer and nerve pain meds. I took Lyrica. I was on enough pain meds that it should have put a good sized animal to sleep, and I was still hurting every day. And I will never ever take time-release morphine again in my life. Because being an opiate, it causes constipation. I was not warned about that. And that causes pain in 2 different locations that I did not need it. 1, in your butt, because it's constipation. And 2, there was a nerve in your anal passage that can give you serious migraines. Yeah. So it was definitely not worth it because it might have been helping one pain a little bit, but it gave me 2 others. So, and they have other things that you're supposed to take to keep yourself hydrated so that that constipation doesn't happen. They didn't tell me that, and they didn't give me a prescription for it. So, yeah, I ended that one. Which is why when I was in the hospital for my amputation, and they were like, "Well, we have morphine all set up for you," and I was like, "Oh no, I don't want morphine," and they're like, "What?" And yeah, I tried to do it with the regular pain meds, and that lasted until the ketamine or whatever that they gave me from my surgery wore off, and I was crying. I was like, "Okay, give me the morphine." because it occurred to me I was on an IV drip, so I wasn't going to get dehydrated. Oh, it was a good few days in the hospital with that morphine, let me tell you. I actually got some sleep. Oh, really? Yeah, see, I didn't have that. Um, I stuck to my prescriptions. I didn't go overboard. Hell, half the time I didn't even use the lower tabs just because lower tabs can be very addicting. But if it got real bad, I would take one. But I mean, 60 milligrams of time release morphine 3 times a day. It's 90 milligrams of morphine a day is a lot. So I I kept a very close eye on my prescriptions. And I always wrote down that I took them when I took them because you get I mean they hit you and they do affect you, whether or not it's noticeable to you or not, but it can affect your memory. And then you forget that you took them and then you take them again and that can lead to overdoses. So I always made sure that I had a chart thing and I made sure I put a check mark to let myself know I did take my meds. So but yeah, it was nice when I was in the hospital. Um all 3 times actually, for both my surgeries and then for the big surgery because the pain meds that they gave me there, I haven't been on pain meds in so long that it was like being wrapped in a nice warm blanket and just being able to sleep. And I can't do that when I'm at home because the pain wakes me up all the time, you know. And yeah, either that or I have to go to the bathroom every 5 damn minutes, so I'm waking up. One or the other. Something's always waking me up. But I don't sleep for very long periods of time. Once a week, I'll have a well, yeah. Lately, it's been like once a week. I'll have a day where I don't want to wake up. All right, B lady, have a great day. Have an awesome weekend. And I'll like wake up for like an hour and I'll right back to sleep. You know what I mean? So it's like my body just gets so exhausted that nothing interferes with it. And I'll sleep for like 3 or 4 hours, then I'll wake up. I'll be awake for half an hour and be like, nope, and lay back down. But usually I don't sleep that much. So it's coming up on the 3 hour mark. I'm gonna put Brandon's link in again for his preview video. So y'all can check that out if you haven't yet. We'll see all the pretty rings, and I mean all the pretty rings, because he's got a crap ton of them. And that will be on Black Friday at 11 p.m. And I will be moderating for him if my health situation is going okay. I mean, I have my good days and I have my bad days, and there's some days I'm just kind of like, no, I can't do this. But hopefully everything will be good because I always have a good time with Brandon too, moderating his auctions. Let me finish that sentence. Uh, yeah, still here painting my nails. Cool. But yeah, if anybody has, yep, Dibble posted her link. And if you watch her unboxing video for Darlene's picture that she bought, you get to see Dibble's link up close. Hey, Mr. Jim. Mr. Jim, you're on tonight, right? Are you selling tonight, or do you just have somebody that's coming on to sell? I saw you went live like partway through your live. There you go. There's Darlene's channel. Definitely check Darlene's work out, man. Her artwork is amazing. The things this girl can do with beads, man. Love you, Dibble. But I know I caught part of your live yesterday, and I know you said something about you will be on tonight. So, did you get my witch ring yet? That's the one thing that I was like, you know what? I'm definitely saving the money for my witch ring. And I thought I saw the link up. There's your link for your live yesterday. I can't scroll back that far. I can't find it. Yeah, my lower back's really bad. Although now, where I'm not, it was really bad when I was walking because my lower back, my L1, L2 would lock up and I wouldn't be able to move my legs at all. I wouldn't be able to lift my feet if I walked too long without using something to support myself, like a grocery cart or whatever. But now that I'm in the wheelchair, I'm using my upper body more because I have to wheel the wheelchair. So now I have upper back pain. Yay. TG, give the halo back. I think we lost Mr. Jim. I could have sworn that he said that he was going on tonight though, and that he might have somebody that's coming on to sell. So keep an eye out for it. I'll be keeping an eye out for it. Mr. Jim's always fun. Of course, it's also so tempting. And right now I have money on my card, so you know how tempting that's going to be. But I have to have good control because I need food. Well, I don't need food right now. I have food in my house, and it's really nice to be able to say that. But I need to save the money so my mom doesn't have to pay for my groceries, because that makes me feel good when I can buy my own food. And all she has to do is just drive up, and they put it in the car for her. It keeps the risk down for my mom too, where she's 90. I don't like her being exposed to all the germy people. The plague carriers. Although she's exposed to that anyway, because she got my grandkids and my daughter in the house, and they bring it home. But the least risk, the better. Pamela, when are you doing a new sale? Or your next sale? I like that you added the perks and picks. I like that. I can't wait to get my candle holders. My right hand is achy. My knuckles are killing me. My arthritis is acting up my hand. Tomorrow at 10:30. Brenda's totally awesome stuff. Ho 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 sale. Cool. If you have a link to it, go ahead and put it in there if you can. That way people can go check it out. I don't think I'm subbed to Brenda. I have so many people I'm sub to and not sub to, and yeah. It's cute though, perks and picks. I like it. It's catchy. But I'll tell you, if Mr. Jim is on tonight, I still have potato chips, so I'm okay for my depression eating. Nope, can't buy that. Eat potato chips. Yep. Oh, no, it's fine. Oh, thank you. I like presents. The little candle holders are cute though, and they're small enough. And I do have candles that will go with them because I got candles from Nikki, and they're all different colors, and they make awesome little spell candles. But I didn't have any candle holders for taper candles. I was like, shit. So when I saw those, I was like, oh, I'll take those. Perfect, perfect. And they're like crisp. They look like little crystal balls, so that works well for me. Little disco, faceted crystal balls. Hey, Ken, how's everything in Utah? Good. I'm glad. Oh, long moments of silence means it's time for me to close it down because I have run out of things to talk about. Which is rare, I know. I mean, I've also been going for 3 hours, so it's time for nap. I think I got to sleep at 5:30 this morning and woke up at 8, thanks to the cats fighting and the dog not liking it, and it all happened on the bed. I was like, go away. Well, the dog regulates the cats. If the cats start acting up, the dog will go all snarly and be "Ah, rah, ah, ah," and she'll jump at them, and then they bolt in different directions. And of course, one of those directions was on me. So yeah, that was. I was like, my alarm hasn't even gone off. Go away. So yeah, time for nap. I hope everybody has an awesome day, an awesome weekend, and I will see you guys around the tube. And just stay safe, people, because don't name it after me if you know it, because I wasn't there to enjoy it. Bye, everybody.